You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, we have got the hottest summer spoilers for you, including Gabi Hernandez in a steamy clinch with Xander Cook that looks like a twisted revenge hookup that absolutely enrages his estranged wife, Sarah Horton Kiriakis. So Days released a brand new summer promo. It actually has some scenes going all the way into Halloween, interestingly, and it's everything that you need to know about what awesome summer storylines are coming. We're going to drop all that for you, give you all the pictures, everything you need to know. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. And before we dive into the good stuff, click that subscribe button if you're not following us. So I'll say up front, this is a real treat because this promo is almost as good as the annual Day of Days mega promo they put out every October. There's a lot to unpack, a few things we saw recently, but most of it is material coming this week, later into July, into the heat of summer, as we get closer to the 60th anniversary of Days of Our Lives in November. So the promo has Sophia Choi going into labor all by herself. That happens this week. She tells the baby, looks like it's a girl, that she can't let anyone see her. And then Tate is asking Sophia, where's their baby? Because she's obviously given birth. And she says, the adoptive parents were with me when I gave birth and they wanted to take her home right away. Poor Tate is shocked and confused. And of course, Sophia is lying through her teeth. Cut to Javi in his firefighter EMS uniform talking with Kayla up at the hospital. Javi says the baby was dropped in the safe haven box at the fire station. So Sophia gave birth and dumped the baby because she was worried Tate was going to not go through with the adoption plans, and she didn't have a lawyer because Brady threatened Melinda. It was a big mess. So Javi takes the baby home to Casa Hernandez, and he and Leo read a letter that Sophia left with the baby. It was unsigned, of course, saying how giving her up was very difficult, but was done out of love. Next, we're going to get into the EJ shooting attempted murder mystery portion of the promo. EJ and Belle are in court. The theme is the truth is in ashes. Although we saw it happen already this week, we've got Johnny being arrested by Jada and getting his mugshot done in the promo. And then Belle is going to be prosecuting the case, which is kind of awkward since the accused shooter, Johnny, is her nephew and the son of her boyfriend. We'll see if she and EJ split over this or not. In court, Mayor Paulina Price testifies that her son-in-law, Johnny, said his father got what he deserved. That is what he said. So we all know, though, that EJ wasn't shot by Johnny. The real killer is likely little Rachel Black, and she's in the promo as well. Leo tells Javi that somebody bribed him, so maybe EJ's paying Leo to write an article in The Spectator, shedding doubt on the case against Johnny, which is just a lot of circumstantial evidence, although Roman did turn the gun over this week. So we'll see what ballistics say, and obviously Johnny's prints are going to be on the gun. So the promo has EJ telling the judge that Belle has a major conflict of interest, but obviously she's still going to get to try the case. There's a split-second scene of EJ and Belle locking lips before we see little wicked Rachel on the stand and Belle asking her what happened next. Kristen also has to deal with stress from her daughter when Rachel asks Kristen, what if Johnny goes to prison because of me? There's a scene that's a little blurry. It's a flashback of the night EJ was shot and Rachel was standing in the door peeking into the DiMera living room. So it looks like we are going to get to finally see her memory of watching Johnny and EJ fighting. Our leaker insists that Rachel shot her uncle but doesn't remember it. So Grandma Marlena may get more info from Rachel through hypnosis because in the promo, Belle realizes her mom knows who shot EJ. Speaking of Marlena, she passes out in court. She's leaning on Abe. Belle rushes over trying to revive her mom as Johnny and EJ look on. Later, Marlena's at the hospital. Everybody's worried. Marlena had a dream about being Stefano's queen of the night. Talk about a blast from the past. Rafe tells Kat there's a reason Stefano is known as the Phoenix. And Anna tells Tony she claims your father is alive, and he's kind of chuckling. So maybe they're talking about Marlena. Sounds like the grief is really getting to Doc since Stefano at least as Joseph Mascolo is definitely dead. Then we've got Xander and Philip in a plot line about empires combusting. Brady tells Alex that he spent most of his adult life vying for the top spot and says we all have. Obviously, that's the CEO job at Titan. Also, Stephanie questions her dad, Steve, about him investigating DiMera. And EJ orders someone, looks like Gwen Rizchak, and says, find out what he knows and stop him. So she is back on July 7th, and it looks like EJ and Gwen may be co-conspirators, which is exciting. Next, Kat meets with ISA director Shane. This is actually the scene we already saw from not long after John Black's funeral when Kat was asking why Shane needs her back as an analyst. And remember, he tasked Kat to find out where EJ got the funds to buy the hospital. Rafe is her FBI contact on the case. So Alex questions Xander about some files and if they'll cause trouble. Alex is grilling him. Xander looks troubled, and Maggie rants at Xander, saying she will stop him. Maggie says she owes it to her family and Victor's memory. We've got Gabi and Tony plotting at Casa DiMera, and this is leading up to the Xander and Gabi hookup situation. Gabi tells Tony, we fight fire with fire, but Tony says, no, we fight fire with arson. And we've got Mike Horton back as Jennifer Horton is announcing the opening of the Dr. Tom Horton free clinic. And Julie reminds Maggie, once a Horton, always a Horton. And then we see Sammy is back in Salem. Hurricane Sammy's got a scene with her ex EJ. And then she is all weepy as she reunites with her grieving mother, Marlena. Also, Sammy's hanging out with her brother, Eric, and asks, where does the time go? Okay, now back to some juicy stuff with the hookup I mentioned earlier. There's a quick shot of Gabi kissing Xander, and it looks like they are horizontal, which is a definite sign of a steamy hookup. And this could be the arson that Tony wants Gabi to engage in to blow up Titan. Holly and Tate are kissing in the square. They reconcile this week as Sophia tells Ari nothing turned out like she thought it would. Sophia's doing something bad to Holly while she's sleeping. She's kind of half undressing her, and Sophia is snapping pics of Holly in her lace bra. Ari advises Sophia to move on with her life, but it looks like she may do something bad instead. All right, back to Steamy. Brady and Sarah walk into the bistro and see Gabi kissing Xander. Sarah flies into a rage and tells Xander he can spend his time doing whatever he wants. But then Sarah kisses Brady and looks like Xander can't handle that. He lunges at Brady, looks like he's trying to punch him in the face. So this arson plan of Gabi and Tony seems to be scorching the Kiriakis family. Chad kisses Kat and Johnny and Chanel kiss. She is standing by her man despite the criminal charges. Alex tells Stephanie he loves her. That looks like it's going to be July 4th because there are literal fireworks. Things take a turn for the dangerous as Gabi tells Javi that Ari is missing. She's been kidnapped along with Holly by a masked man. No doubt that's about Doug 3 and his debt because Tate confronts Doug 3 demanding he tell him everything he knows. We've also got a quick shot of Halloween action. So some of this promo is tiptoeing into fall. Alex screams, "Look out," and pushes Chad and Kat, who is in a Halloween costume, out of the way of a psycho waving a butcher knife in Horton Town Square. If this is from the Halloween episode and Days sticks to its tradition, this would-be killer with the knife could slaughter all of Salem, including Alex, Kat, and Chad, and anybody else, and it wouldn't really happen and just would be someone's nightmare.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.